What's up, everyone? Jenny Strebe here, and I have the pleasure to interview Todd Kane of Todd Kane Hair today. Thank you so much for being in the studio today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Of course. So you guys, he actually lives in Arizona, so you're right down the street, actually, right?
We're neighbors. I'm like in your backyard.
That's awesome. So it was really easy for you to come on over, and thank you so much for being here. I know you have a lot of cool things in the works, and you've been working on a lot of charity things, but I wanted you to tell the audience like a little bit about yourself and how you kind of, because your story into the industry is really a unique one. So I wanted you to kind of talk to them about that.
All right. Well, thanks again for having me. I'm excited about being here. So I was in the Army for 10 years.
Crazy.
I know,
cool.
right? That was an interesting start for me, but it taught me a lot of discipline. And then my family had a business. I don't know if you remember that, but I did that for a couple years, worked for Dad, and that's always fun. That was manufacturing.
Wait. Oh, really?
Yeah, we manufactured livestock equipment for the pig industry.
Oh,
Can't you
that's
see? Yeah.
really random, but I like
Dare
it.
to beauty,
Okay,
makes sense. But
pig to beauty, I love it.
and then I did insurance. I had my own agency.
Oh, cool.
And I kind of trained throughout, though. I trained people in the military, and I trained when we were developing and manufacturing products, and then I trained insurance agents too. So it's kind of always been part of my thing. And then I became a hairstylist 7 years ago.
Only 7 years
Seven,
ago?
yeah.
And you've achieved so much in those 7 years. I've been doing hair for 18 years.
18 years.
So 7 years. So, I mean, I like how you were saying kind of you got into more of the avant-garde stuff kind of at the beginning, right? You entered Naha a couple times.
I did. Well, I started off, I went to Penrose Academy up here in Scottsdale.
Right down the street.
Right down the street. And then I started working for Joico right away, which is a great company. And I kind of got into the manufacturer thing, and it's a great tool. I mean, it's a great way to develop stylists. Education through a brand is really beneficial. It teaches you a lot of basics and then how to expand upon that. So I did that, and then I went in and won the Spread the Love thing. I don't know if you remember that. They took 6 recent beauty school graduates and sent us around the country on this big tour, talking to people about what inspired us and why we got in the industry, and told our stories, kind of like what we're doing now.
That is amazing. I had no
cool.
idea.
Yeah.
They need to bring that back, or do they still do
I don't
it?
know. They don't do it anymore. They did it for 3 years. I was in the second year.
Okay.
But that was eye-opening for me. It was a whirlwind introduction to the industry, and some of the most amazing hairstylists. You've interviewed quite a few of them, actually. I've been very blessed. I know I've done a lot in the last 7 years, but I've also had a lot of opportunities and taken advantage of them too. You gotta step up, you gotta show up. So to your point, I think it was interesting because I was doing hair at that level and helping develop those hairstyles and techniques at that level. And then when the tour ended and I started being an educator for Matrix, I came back to the salon and I didn't know how to do a base break.
Yeah.
So it was just, I was like,
the thing that's gonna make you money, right?
I'm like, who wants this hairstyle? And they're going, I don't know how to do that. But so you get back in and you're like, wow, and what an eye opener to realize that the basics are still, well, the basics are always on trend. How's that?
Yep,
and making money is always on trend, you know? So it was a great way for me to kind of take my background in education and my business background and go, okay, I have to make money, and I have to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the things we talked about on the Spread the Love tour was your Todd Kane Enterprises, right? Or Jenny Inc., whatever it would be. So you always thought of yourself as a business, and you always put the time and energy into making sure your foundation is strong.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's kind of what drives me as a hairstylist, the passion for learning and realizing that the simpler you make it, the more amazing it turns out, actually.
I love that. It's so true. And then what I love about, well, not only are you super talented, you're really good with business, but you also give back a lot. Like, tell them about the charity that you're involved in. You came up with the charity, right? You founded the charity.
I did. It's called Out Lavender. I lost my mom to cancer 5 years ago now. And we're actually starting our 5th year. Thank you. And I wasn't there. I was traveling, and I was a baby, so my mom just said, keep traveling, keep traveling. And I was teaching, going around the country, and so I would go back, and my brothers did most of the heavy lifting. You know, when you get to that point where it starts to go downhill, they were there, they lived in Iowa, and they did the work. And so I thought, wow, what can I do? You know, and I do hair. And we transform people's lives. We really make a difference. And I thought, what if we created inspiring images through hair, like taking the color of the ribbon, the cancer ribbon, and putting it in the hair and the wardrobe and the makeup, you know, and then it just started to grow. And now we do these fundraisers every year. We launch it on February 4th, and it goes through June, the first Sunday in June, which is National Cancer Survivors Day. And we've raised over $150,000 for City of Hope.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
$150,000, you guys. Holy moly.
Yeah, we just finished our 4th year. My mom raised 5 boys that I did that love conquers all. And then the colored ribbon for cancer is lavender, so we love Out Lavender. Yeah. Well, my mom used to say, don't fight with your brother, you know, stop it, hug him and see where that gets you. And we'd kind of act like it was okay, and then we just fight some more. But the principle's still the same. You know, if you put your hands and your heart into hair, you can make a difference, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, you sure are. That's amazing. $150,000. I still can't get over that. That's amazing. So what else are you up to? Like, I know that you have a lot of things going on. Like, you have your own studio, right?
Yeah, I'm just down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing that for, well, since I started. I've been renting for almost the entire time I've been working. I mean,
wow.
I started at 40.
Fresh out of school?
Well, I started at 43. So I had.
Yeah, you guys, obviously, he just said it, like, do the math. I don't even.
I'm 26. Thanks,
You
Jenny.
look so great. You
It's
look
the
great.
lighting.
Anyways.
Thank you.
Whew, anyway.
If I had your hair, it'd be perfect.
Oh, yeah, but your hair's getting a little long and
I know,
curly,
I gotta curl it, I straighten it.
Yeah.
But I started, it's funny because the thing I thought was the most handicap issue for me was starting late. And I had this sense of urgency of, hence putting my cart before my horse and doing all this kind of stuff. And but really the true skill, I think, is in the art of communication and being able to interact with people and listen. Yeah? I mean, we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth for a reason. So it quickly became obvious to me that I could use those strengths in my life experience to connect with my guests and listen and kind of understand more about their lifestyles and what they do and what they want to do, and then use hair as a way to transform that, or maybe drive them to a new place, or a new feeling, or a new sense of whatever. And it just came together for me. So I was fortunate that way. But when you start off, you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you can get the technical skills, but those life skills need to be developed.
I love that you said that, because I truly believe in that. And something that triggered an idea or a thought is, like, when we know our clients' like lifestyles and whatnot, I know that really resonates with the hair I do on them too. Like, when I get to know them or ask them the questions of how much time you have in the morning, like, what do you do? Are you on the go? Like, then if they ask for that chic straight bob, I know how to politely tell them that that's not going to fit with your lifestyle, and maybe suggest other things. And so anyways, it's just interesting you saying that, because that's a big part of our customer service and our communication skills with our clients.
I would almost say that it's everything. Because you can have the scissors, and you can have the color, and you can have the hairspray, but it's really you're the commodity. I mean, I remember I used to play golf. Not very good.
Like,
not very good.
Lives.
Well, I wasn't professional.
Okay.
But I would play golf, and you go out with people, and they'd say, oh, you know, I just bought this new club, and and the thing is, even if you had Tiger Woods clubs, it doesn't matter, because it's the swing.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's where the education plays into it, and it's your swing and how you do it, and your ability to connect with your guests and say, you know what, Michelle, you know what, Michael, what I think is, and you say it with conviction and confidence.
Totally.
I mean, how many times have you been in a salon and watched them kind of do the hair fluff, where they're thinking, yeah, that's you can't show fear, they can smell it.
I know. I always tell my students that with the bridal upstyling I do, like, just show like confidence. Like, even if you don't know what you're doing at that moment, show confidence. It'll, like, your clients will see that, and then they'll be relaxed, and then automatically you get more relaxed. But yeah, you have to be confident.
I know. There's so much going on today on social media, obviously. I love your app, by the way. There's so much going on, and all the other stuff that you feed through, that I think people, it's just constant feeding, and it's kind of setting us up for failure, I think, because you have unrealistic expectations.
Oh, yeah.
You have, instant gratification, right? And then you have, I want price and not value. And so it's almost like a Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
And I think if we just stay with our foundation and our solid techniques, and we stay at those basics, like I said, I think the basics, and that's always, you know, on trend, I think we'll be much more successful. Because people walk out of these salons and didn't get what they wanted, and now the whole industry looks bad. It's like, I can't find anybody to do what I want. Well, maybe we shouldn't have done what you wanted. You know, I think it's funny, people come in and they want a color correction. Well, what am I correcting? It shouldn't have been that blonde anyway, or it shouldn't have been that whatever, textured.
Yeah.
So that comes to knowing your basics, understanding your guests, the hair itself, our canvas, and then your products.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I want to know what's next for you, because I know you can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
You shared a little bit with me. So like, I love that you said earlier, and I don't know if it was off camera or on camera, about evolving, you know, and you're going through this time that you're evolving, and the next phase for you is what? Tell them.
Yeah, well, I've had the privilege and good fortune to work with some of the best people in the industry, and I've been all around the country at different levels, and then with my business background and all that experience, I just think with my philosophy on teaching, I'm going to launch my own education.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's important. You know, I really think the foundation is really where we're going to be successful in the industry. I think it's those basic things, and you know, basic can be sexy, and basics can be exciting, and basics can be fun. You can change the world whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it's about putting your hands, your heart, and your hair, and having the discipline to do it right. And I think if you spend less time on those basics, you have much more time to do the creative.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to figure all this stuff out and be fancy, I think that's where we get into problems.
Yeah.
So I'm about making money, I'm about being profitable, and I'm about ensuring that my guests get what they need and what they want, and they feel great and look good, and it's a quality service.
Yeah, I love that. So Todd, tell me a little bit about your education you're going to offer. Are you going to do it online? What's the deal with that?
I'm glad you asked. Yeah, I'm kind of excited, but I've had the opportunity of working with so many amazing people in the industry, and I've learned so much from them. And I want to put my own spin on it. So it's going to be hands-on, local area classes, some cluster classes, and also online and some tutorials. So I'm going to try it all out and see where it goes. Test my enthusiasm and my inspiration, and see where it goes. I'm feeling really good about it. I'm excited about it.
So is it going to be like haircuts,
It
colors?
is cut, color, style.
Are you do some updos on there?
I'll stretch. I got to push myself. If I'm not pushing myself, then I can't inspire others, right? So, and some braiding. I've been working on that too.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But it's also all about being efficient and making money. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, making money is always on trend, and I think it's important that we focus on what we're doing, and we manage our time. It's going to be great. I'm excited about it.
Cool. I can't wait to check it out. And tell them a little bit about what you're going to do on the app for the tutorial.
Perfect. Exactly. It's a men's cut and color. Men's coloring is coming back. Well, it should never go away. But I think
I agree.
I mean, we have our fancy socks and our pocket squares and cool watches, but I think color should be a part of our kind of our personality too. Yeah. And so I'm bringing it back and putting it in the forefront. So it'll be time management. So it's cost effective, it's time management, it's multitasking, it's very quick and easy. It's a great way to introduce color to a man and just kind of expand their services and expand their creativity and their wants and desires. It's gonna build your business.
Awesome. We'll definitely check it out. And where can people find you?
You can find everything at toddkanehair.com. And it's Todd Kane Hair on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and that kind of thing. But if you go to my website, toddkanehair.com, they're all lined up in the upper right-hand corner.
Awesome. And I'll definitely keep that below too. So thank you so much for joining me today,
you.
Todd. You guys check him out. He's such a sweet, caring guy, and you guys won't be disappointed. And definitely check out his education, because I know you guys like good education. And we'll see you soon.